Welcome to the world premiere of the Soft Reset podcast. I am one of your co-hosts, Clara, and I love bunnies and I eat a lot of candy.
And hi, I'm Zsofi. I'm your other co-host. I love senior dogs and salty snacks.
And together we are Soft Reset, podcasting live from the Soft Reset room in the villa of our dreams.
This is basically a Love Island Watch Club podcast, which is not to say we will always be a Love Island Watch Club podcast, but for this summer, we are taking up residence in the villa. Mm-hmm. We are uninvited artists in residence at the Love Island Villa who are creating a space for Islanders to chill out. And we're inviting all of you to, astral project into the space with us and, listen to us discuss the episodes, but also talk more generally about the aesthetics of Love Island and the kind of world that it
reflects.
Reflects. Yeah. The world that it creates, the world that it reflects. And we have used it as a kind of inspiration point for coming up with a guided meditation. The Love Island meditation, which is kind of a guided visualization exercise and imagining yourself in the villa minus the drama. There's ambient sounds that Clara designed and created, and then I do like a voiceover guided meditation. It's about 10 minutes long, and it will take you into both the daytime and the nighttime of what it's like to be in this really magical place. Yes. So
what we call the Soft Reset room inside the Love Island Villa, so that after you've had like a crazy night with many chats and glasses of Love Island champagne and enough toasties to fill you up and you still can't relax, you can just come into the chill out room where Zsofi and I are here talking softly about, what's been happening in a regulated way and playing some really nice sounds to bathe you as you unwind, which sounds so good to me. So,
and maybe you're not there yet when you arrive, and that's okay. Part of what we're doing is trying to get you to a place that feels more zenned out and just, happier and more calm. So what we wanted to do with this pod is kind of discuss the episodes. And so far we are only discussing the Love Island season 8 USA series because watching both US and UK over the summer, it's I mean, there's a TikTok comedian that talked about Love Island because it airs 6 days a week with hour-long episodes, that watching it is a summer part-time job. And so if you're watching both, then it is a summer full-time job. Mm-hmm. And it's possible that we will bring in UK as we both really like it, and we may end up watching both. But for today, we're only talking about the USA season 8 premiere.
Yeah. And
if you haven't watched it, I just will say quickly, if you haven't watched it, you can still listen to the podcast. It might be a little bit less fun. But there aren't many spoilers because in today's episode, we're really only talking about the one episode that has been released so far. So come back next week when we will actually get into more the meat of the first week of episodes.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is, we'll do a recap podcast hangout once a week, talk about what's going on, and also like connect this to other aspects of our life, whether that is other aspects of our current discourse and pop culture, and how social media takes up Love Island. Because the thing about Love Island is that the audience is a character in the show, more so than pretty much any other reality TV show. Like, the audience is part of the show. And it's really interesting, I think, the way that it reflects our current values. Like, there's so much to it beyond just, oh my God, they're beautiful people in a beautiful place doing beautiful things and having drama, and we obviously like to unpack that and discuss that and project onto them and all of that stuff. But also we can connect this to like art history, to philosophy, to, media studies, to the history of technology. Like, there's so many ways that this show touches on what is happening both now and like historically. And Zsofi and I are total nerds. Zsofi is literally a professor of media technology and art history. And, I have a degree in philosophy and phenomenology, but I'm like just fascinated, and I continue to like read and be fascinated by the way that this stuff shows up. So that is really exciting. And Zsofi and I are good friends in real life, but we are going to do this just to also hang out and get to talk about this. Like, genuinely, we need to do this. And I'm like, we might as well just invite you guys and we can all do it together. And as far as I know, there's like no other Love Island podcast like this. So that's why we needed to do it, basically.
Mm-hmm. So be the podcast you want to see in the world.
Yes. So come back every week. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can subscribe to our Substack. We also have an Instagram, and I'll link everything below so that you can find us. And hopefully, this just ends up being like a fun club that we can use as a beautiful third digital magical space.
Yes, I love that.
All right, well, let's get into the episode. So I wanted to say, even before we get into this part, what did you think of the opening music?
Oh my God. They do this every season, and I used to really like the UK one because they didn't do the weird lip sync, and they just have this funny kind of role play where everyone's like doing their occupation, right? Yes. Like if somebody's a nurse, they're like, let me check your heart. They're like a sexy nurse, right? And like if somebody's like, I don't know, and I keep thinking of medical ones, like they're an EMT, so they're like resuscitating someone, and it's like so over the top and cheesy, but it's like serves a purpose because you actually learn about the I was going to say characters, which I think adds to what you were saying before about these being kind of these archetypes. It's like, yes, they're real people. They're technically contestants on a game show, but they feel like characters in a story. And so, on the US one, they have these completely outrageous, way too long musical intros where they're this year they were doing full choreo and lip syncing to this song.
I know.
And including Ariana. And I was like, this is so cringe. Like, I cannot get behind this. I need this to end.
I'm so happy you said that because I'm in total agreement. And I felt that by the time we got to Ariana, she looked uncomfortable as hell. She was like not doing, because the thing about it for me was, first of all, I'm like, what is this song? It was like, I have to, like, it wasn't a popular song. It wasn't a song that like I knew at all. It had a lot of steel drums in it. So I was like, oh, is that why they chose this incredibly cheesy, bad song? It
because
sounded
it's like Fiji.
It had steel drum. It has island production. I don't know. It had like I was so confused, and I was like, it sounds like AI. Like, it doesn't sound like a real artist. And it was so happy and like cheesy, and everyone was just like, ah! It was like so like theater, like jazz hands, and I was like, why wouldn't they choose a cool song? Like, if they're going to put this much effort, which I appreciate, it's like, could you not do like a cool song? Like, I mean, I'm just thinking like something with some attitude, something that would make them look hot instead of dorky. Like, and I'm a theater
100%.
person, you know what I mean? But like, there was no way that they could make that look cool. And so they all ended up, everybody just looked unattractive. And I was like, I don't understand. Like, who is paying for this? Like, who, like, I don't get it. So I'm glad that you had the same reaction, because by the time they got to Ariana, I felt like she was like looking at the camera. She was not doing it. She was not participating.
It was like a half-assed choreography attempt. Like, she was like, oh, fine, I'll do this because you're paying me $1 million. Exactly. But I'm going to do like the most minimal movement ever.
Yeah, exactly. So so that was weird. And the only thing that I just kept thinking is like, this could have, it was a musical issue for me, where it's like a different song could have made that actually cool. And I totally agree, you know, with what you said about that they weren't introducing themselves, but later on we can get into it. It's interesting what you said, which is that in the UK version, they're introducing their vocations. Because one thing about this cast is, I'm like, where's the vocations?
Well, I actually have some strong thoughts about the vocations on this one.
Okay, good.
Yeah, compared to some previous seasons. But yeah, I think totally. I felt like I learned nothing about them except for the fact that what's-her-name, Kenzie, can do the splits.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, she's a dancer. Like, she's the only one that's like actually dancing. In this sequence, they like gave her more complicated moves, but she's also on a bed the entire time. So I'm like, okay, so you're like sexualizing this person but not the others from the very beginning.
Oh yeah, it's true.
Not that not that beds are the only place you can have sex, but I thought that was very interesting.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
We have this cringe choreo intro, and then we cut to first off, we have the classic voiceover of Ian Sterling, the Scottish guy, that comedian that has voiced over Love Island UK, and somehow they got him to do US, which is like honestly what makes it, I think, feel authentic.
Totally.
And you know, his jokes are like fine. I wasn't like in stitches this episode, but he's a familiar sound that I appreciate.
Yeah, he's comfort feeling.
100%. And so the first two islanders we meet are Aniya and Kenzie from Georgia, who are these yellow and orange outfits that you're seeing on this screen. And I will say, like, as they walked in, again, like I'm a very visceral person. I felt what they were feeling as they were walking through this space. I was like, and it was so funny because I spent the last few months making this Love Island video and like looking at pictures of the villa and like being so inundated with the visual like culture of the space. And so I was like, oh my God, that's the picture I used in this scene. And like, that's new. And it just felt so familiar. And then it was funny because Kenzie said something, I think, or one of the girls said something about how like surreal it was to be seeing everything in 3D.
Yeah.
And it was like, it's so clear when people go on the show who've watched it and are fans of the show versus people that like don't really know the show and just go on it because who knows how they end up there. They get recruited or whatever.
Totally. That stood out to me too, that when she's like, it's so 3D. But that's also because I had this experience the other day. This is like a very small tangent where I found my 3DS and then like this is like my actual 3DS and then I customized it a little bit.
Wow.
But then I was like playing this game and I turned this little thing up and it went into 3D and I was like, what? I was like, this is 3D? And I totally forgot, like, there was something in my brain that, I mean, it's called a 3DS.
I don't think I've ever seen one of those in person. So what does that mean? What does the 3D look like?
It's 3D.
Like, do you need glasses or no?
But it puts it into 3D.
Whoa.
Like, it's insane.
How?
Dude, it's magical, okay? It's like, I'll have to do another demonstration at some point, but like, if you click the 3D, or it's a slider, so you can like, it's 2D, and then you go 3D, and it's just the way that the screen is. And it's insane. And I was like, the fact that this technology has not like progressed, like why is my phone not 3D? Like why is this
seriously?
Why is, like, everything
when is
3D?
that? When is that? Is that a Game Boy? When is it from?
It's a DS, so I think this
Nintendo.
one, yeah. I got this one in Japan because it was limited, so I guess I was there I think I got this in like 2016 or 2014, maybe. But yeah,
so
and they don't
over
make
10 years ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
The technology was there, people, and we could have had Villa in 3D. And it just blew my mind. Anyways, that's, you know, just to say, I do appreciate that. I did appreciate that. I just found them very loud and like and I get they were excited, but it was just, to me, I'm like, this is the problem, is that I'm like, are you actually that thrilled or are you acting? Like, and there's that line where it's like, I don't know, I don't really want to see people act, but maybe genuinely they are like that enthusiastic, in which case that's great. You know, I guess.
I mean, the endorphins, like being on camera, the champagne, the Love Island branded champagne, like.
True.
I mean, who knows? They might just be super hyped. I feel like Kenzie strikes me as someone who just gets really amped.
Yeah.
Like that felt. She's a woo girl. That's it. Yeah. Like she's giving sorority girl. Like dance squad. Yeah, exactly.
Because I guess we could just briefly touch on them as they come up, but like Kenzie, to me, is she's not for me. Like, she's just, it's the kind of thing where, you know, I'm on this vibration and she's on this vibration and we would never, you know, which is fine. Like, I appreciate her dancing a lot, and but then she's like, I think that like everyone should do this, but just wake up and do this once. It's like just weird. Like, you know that not everyone can just like, it would be like me saying to everybody, just wake up and like play some scales on the violin. Like, I would never say that.
There's something about her face that reminds me, the thing that came to mind was like, she reminds me of the actresses on Buffy the Vampire Slayer who turn into vampires, and they're in like one scene. Like, she just has this face that's very like 90s.
Yeah.
Like 90s TV beauty to me.
Yeah.
Which I thought was interesting. Like, her smile is a like particular shape. Like, I liked that she's she doesn't have like, you know, inflatable lips or whatever.
Yeah.
Like she's a little bit more like naturally pretty and conventionally pretty. I think all of them are, which is interesting.
That's
all the
interesting
girls.
that you say that, because it's true. Like, and I wasn't even thinking, she's got beautiful eyes. Mm-hmm. And I guess overall, I can see exactly what you're saying. Like, that's a good point. They don't look like cookie cutter. So then there's Aniya, who just sounds, yeah, it sounds so much like Amaya Papaya.
I was thinking that. I know.
So it's confusing, but at first I wasn't sure, but I came to like her more as the episode went on. At first I was just like, I guess like she's not very forthcoming, so her personality at first was like not super apparent, but as it went on, I liked her more. And, you know,
I'm still a little lukewarm on her. Like, I think mostly because I think I know the area she's from, where there's like, you'll see like 7 churches in 5 minutes. And I have a sense she's a Jesus girly and she just hasn't talked about it yet. And that's like a huge part of her personality. That's what my guess is going to be about her. I also thought it was a red flag that she said her mom is both her boss and her best friend.
Yeah.
Like,
I thought that was cute. Like, and they have an NGO, and she might be Jesus-y, but like, I don't know. Like, yeah. Like,
it's fine. It's just, I think sometimes when someone's very Jesus-y, it kind of mutes their personality a little bit, or it takes over their personality and their like individuality. And that was what I was getting from her. But I maybe proved wrong.
Yeah. No, I think that it would be hard to be super Jesus-y on this show. Like, she made out with like 5 guys in the span of like half an hour. So how, you know, I think that whatever the religious background of these people, you know, who come to Love Island is, they need to, you know, I would feel like they're not going to be the most ingrained into, like, I know what you're saying about some people who just like throw themselves into religion to the point that it starts to like take over who they are. But I honestly think that like it would be really hard to come to this show with that level of commitment. And so, yeah, and I thought it was cool that her dad's a pro basketball player and that he's played for so many teams. And I'm curious, I guess, what the NGO is. And I think that, like, she also does work, so that's cool. And, you know, there's definitely some green flags for me. So
For sure. I think, the vocation question looms over all of them. Like, I think it's interesting that none of them are like just influencers. Like, that's not their current job as content creator. It's like they're already, sometimes Love Island, like, I almost called them villagers. Like,
I know, that's what I'm gonna. It's like sometimes Animal Crossing background, but
yes, sometimes the islanders enter the villa as like they're already internet personalities, and that's like much less interesting than like the original premise of the show is like these are regular people, and so at least they're like sort of maintaining that. Although, like, you know, we'll talk about her, but I feel like Melanie, who I have a lot of thoughts about already, is one of those people where it's like, okay, her job is she's manager at bikini store in Los Angeles. It's like, clearly she didn't move to LA to be a bikini store manager. Like, she's trying to be famous.
Yeah, I mean, that...
But she hasn't talked about it yet.
My sense from every single one of these girls, except for, you know, who I'm gonna say, because I have a clear favorite among these women. But like, to me, I would say that Aniya, she works with her parents, so it's like I don't know the level of commitment she has to the work. Kenzie, like the nursing thing, what is it about being a nurse on this show? It's so bizarre. Like, it's the only job that has been featured on the show for a while, and it's
Amaya,
like,
Nick.
Yeah. Well, it's the only like post-secondary education that people talk about. And there's like,
well, you can get an associate's degree in nursing. So,
okay.
Well, yeah, it is post-secondary. You're right. Like, you can't do that right out of high school. You have to like you have to, yeah, you're right. You have to do a degree in nursing to do it, but it can be a 2-year degree.
Yeah. Like, that's the thing, is that none of the people, to me, the thing that really struck me as like somebody who did a philosophy degree at university for absolutely no reason, except that like I am a geek and I just like academia, I guess.
Yeah.
But like, there's no one who is in like, I don't, and we don't know yet, but out of the people, like, it's interesting to me, there's nobody that just like went to university or went to college.
No.
And so to me, that indicates that, and there's also no small business owners, because that happens a lot in the UK, where even if they aren't like a doctor but like you do get that.
They have a sweets business. They're a sweet man.
Yeah, like, or they're like tradespeople, but they're like highly trained in a trade. So like, masons, or like people who are running small businesses. So to me, the weird thing about this is like, well, there's a police officer. And so that is definitely a job. And you have to be pretty, and it's so weird to me that there's a police officer, and immediately the other guys were like,
in 2026, there's a cop on Love Island. Who did this?
But he's like, what was his nickname? Like,
Officer Sexy Pants.
Oh my God. I think that's so funny. Anyway, okay, we'll get there. But like, I do think, to me, like, first impressions, I'm like, all you people just want to get followers. Like, that is cut and dry. Just like that, like, do I believe anyone is like super passionate about their bikini job? And like, Trinity made the comment where she's like, I work in a hardware store and I don't give a shit. Like, I couldn't care less. She's like, I'm a personality hire.
That was hilarious to me. She was like, people keep asking me like where shit is in the aisles, and I'm like, I don't know.
Like, to me, there's something about that is really just, I don't know. Like, I just think like, I one of them said he was a bookworm. I think, was it Sincere, who's like,
Sincere.
I like going to art.
Oh, he went to college. He went to college. He ran track and field in like at university.
Okay. Cool. The next one is Melanie. So
Melanie and Beatriz.
Yeah, I'm going to call her Bea because I cannot roll my R's. It's embarrassing. Well, you can. You can represent. Wow. I'm so jealous of that. It's really, it's amazing.
It's fun.
Okay, so do you want to start?
Sure. Okay. Obviously, you won't be surprised when I say that I love Beatriz. I think she's funny as hell, and obviously love the disability representation. This is, I think, new for Love Island USA, at least in my memory.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of thoughts on how it was handled.
Interesting.
Which I want to discuss.
Yeah.
Mainly the Cliff's Notes version of it is like, she is what we call a supercrip in disability studies, which is somebody that, you know, it's like the prototypical example is the Paralympic athlete. It's somebody that, like, quote unquote, overcame their disability to do something that is like superhuman, because we don't expect like a regular person to be an Olympic athlete, right?
Yeah.
And she's the only one in the cast who's like a professional athlete.
Yeah. Paralympic bronze
medalist in track and field. Yeah.
That's amazing.
And I thought it was very interesting how, what's her name? Ariana.
Yeah.
Brought her into the group conversation because with every other girl, she asked them, like, what are you looking for? Why did you come on the show? What is your dating history? Like, very kind of generic questions towards each woman, and then gets to Beatriz and immediately says, so you're a Paralympic athlete and you were born with a birth defect. Are you comfortable talking about it?
Yeah, I didn't.
And I'm like, okay, so you didn't lead with what happened to your leg? Why do you have a prosthetic leg? But she led with, you're a supercrip. Tell us why. Are you comfortable?
Wow.
And it's like, we talked about this a lot. So I taught a course in the spring called Crip Aesthetics. And we talked a lot about this question of like, why lead always with the backstory? Like, why do you always have to know why someone is disabled?
Okay.
Why do we have to know why she has a prosthetic leg?
Yeah.
Does it matter? No.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's an interesting story, of course, but why did it have to be asked? And then we never got to hear why she came on the show. She was the only woman who didn't get asked by Ariana, the host, why are you here? It was, do guys get intimidated by the fact that you're a Paralympic athlete, that you're successful? And Beatriz is like, well, yeah, any woman who's successful intimidates men. Like, that's
the thing, because for me, and I really appreciate hearing your perspective on this because you are in the community, and I, for the record, I love her so much. Like, she is 100% like my favorite.
Me too.
Off the bat. But for me, it's that she was the only one who had shit going on outside of everything else. So, like, to me, like, what I noticed about the way that Ariana talked to her versus the other women was that she's the only one who engaged in terms of her vocation, her career, her accomplishments. But to me, that's because the other ones don't have them.
Yeah, that's true.
You know? So it's like, you know, it's like when I was younger and I would get so mad because I had, like, my dad would never tell me I was pretty. My parents never did. And it really upset me. And they always told me, like, you're so smart, you're so talented, you're such a good singer, you're so da da da. And, like, at one point I would tell them, like, you know, I would ask them why they never did. And, like, it really hurt me and it really upset me. And they're like, those just aren't our values. So we tell you, we, like, affirm the things that are important to us. And that's not a value for us, which is, like, kind of bullshit. But anyway, that was their explanation. But then sometimes, like, I'd go out for dinner with family friends or, like, with groups of people with my dad. And he would, if there was, like, a pretty girl, he would tell her she was pretty and beautiful and stuff. And I remember, like, once it was our friend's daughter. So afterwards I was like, that hurt my feelings. Like, why did you tell her? Because you never tell me that. And he's like, that's just, like, the only thing about her that I could engage with. And, like, and it was kind of true, but, like, to me, that was kind of the thing with Ariana was, like, I wasn't, like, I totally see how it would be upsetting in the way that you just described, where it's like, why are you othering that person.
Well, it's just, I think it's, if she had just brought up like, oh, you're a Paralympic athlete, how does that affect your dating? Or even saying like, oh, you have a disability, how does that impact your dating? Is a different question than, are you comfortable talking about why you don't have, or like why you have a prosthetic leg, which is a different question from the one about her career and how it affects her dating. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of a question of like, it's like, I mean, I could go on about this, but it's like, we were watching all these videos in class about, like blindness in art museums, and the stories, they always bring people in who are like interested in art and they're blind. And then the reporter is always like, you know, so-and-so lost their sight at age 9 to scarlet fever or whatever. And it's always this dramatic story of how they became disabled. That to me is just, it's something that you learn later about a person once you've known them, but you don't need to know that information right off the bat. It's like, I'm not saying let's be blind to her disability. I think it's a really important part of her and who she is and the representation she's bringing to the show. And I mean, I guess a counter argument would be she's raising awareness about her specific disability that she has. I guess I hadn't thought about that. Like, she names what her illness was and why she had to have an amputation. And then everyone who has that disease or whatever feels seen and represented on TV, which is also...
but you're right that why, for example, the police officer that we come to find out, what's his name?
Sean.
Yeah. So Sean, we come to find out, has a son. He's a father. And they don't reveal that right away. Like, hey, how is it to date as a dad, you know? Where, like, so I think that what you're saying is totally valid in the sense that I think it would have been even more compelling and more interesting because, you know, if that had been saved for later around the same time where it's like, okay, now let's get to know them a little bit deeper.
Like, what are these stigmas around, like, that each of you deal with?
Yeah, because it also is like, she's so cool and she's so like funny and she's so, I think that like it would have been even more powerful for some people who have like more stereotypes or preconceptions about what somebody with a disability is like, if they had gotten to know her just like purely on her own, like how she, you know, presents in that box or whatever, and then finds out.
Exactly, because it's clearly a big part of who she is, and it's not like she's hiding it or anything. But there's just something about the order and like the fact that we, as the audience members, already learned about it in her intro sequence, and then it was given more screen time in the conversation with the other Islanders. It just kind of frustrated me that she didn't get the same question that all the other girls got. It just, I said, it just othered her, and it drew attention to this stigma that she deals with. And they tried to spin it in a positive way by making it about her success rather than her disability. And I mean, it just, it all feeds back into this like supercrip trope, because it's like this idea that you can't just be a normal disabled person. You have to be like a exceptionally successful and superhuman person if you have a disability. So that's my little soapbox, and I'm very curious how they're going to handle this over the rest of the season, and how like she's going to handle it with the guys, because so far we haven't seen any of them like comment on it or ask about it. Just because it's very early days.
No, 100%. No, it's really interesting, and I love that it's like a first and that they're breaking barriers and, you know, whatever, even though like, why do these things still exist? But at the same time, it's cool. And I think,
yeah, and she's just cool as hell. Like, I want to
cool
hang out with her.
Me too. I know.
Like, she's fun and she's normal and she like has just, she's clearly smart and like, yeah, I just like her a lot.
Excited to get to
the one
know
thing
her.
I wrote down that she said that cracked me up was that she likes a guy with a mouth mullet.
Yeah, what does
and I was like,
mean?
What is a mouth mullet? Is it like a really, like those like chops, like a mustache that like
should I look
down?
it up? Because
if a mullet is short in the front, long in the back, yeah, please look it up.
Okay, mouth mullet. So a mouth mullet is a popular slang used to describe a mustache. Riffing on the classic business in the front, party in the back. It typically refers to a mustache that is short and neat around the nose, but features longer or more dramatic styling at the corners of the mouth.
That's what I thought. Yeah, it's like kind of dirty here, kind of short here.
Yeah.
But it's not like hanging over your lips.
Yeah.
It's like a curtain.
Okay, gotcha.
I could see that being hot for some people.
I can't deal with mustaches. It's just not. It's not for me.
I will say
it's a thing. So
the cop's facial hair is a serious problem for me, and I'm not okay with it. So I wonder if that was part of why she ended up not liking him. Not to spoiler alert, but anyways.
Maybe I didn't notice that. Okay, let's go to Melanie. Melanie's really pretty.
She's adorable. She is the cutest smile. She looks like a princess.
She does. She's really pretty.
The prettiest person I've seen in a long time.
I know. And like you said, not like in a mold of what we're used to seeing, like not inflated and like very Disney princess, like, oh my God, your features are just perfect. And
she's just this very delicate features and like, maybe she's had work done and maybe it's really good, but like it looks natural.
Yeah, it definitely does.
She's got like a little girl next door energy.
Yeah.
However, my cons about her, and this is just entirely personal, is that I dislike people who love the East Coast.
Oh, that is not what I expected you to say.
And so she keeps going on about her like East Coast humor. And I'm like, what does that even mean? Like,
I think it's like a response to being in LA. Cause I get it as a thing where it's like, it wouldn't be an issue until you're in LA and then realize that like you're different and like, why are people, so it's like, I do get it. Like when you're in LA and then you meet another person from the East Coast, like we're both from the East Coast.
I'm not from the East Coast. No, okay. I consider myself from the Midwest.
Okay. I'm bad with like US geography. So
Chicago is closer to the East Coast than the West Coast.
Okay. I thought it was
East
East Coast.
It's not East Coast by any means. It's very solidly Midwestern.
Okay. So I identify as East Coast, but I love LA. So I'm like trying to escape the East Coastness because to me, when I'm here, like in Toronto, New York, like Philadelphia, I'm just like, this is not my energy because it's like, but it's real. I mean, I feel like there is that thing where people say that in the East Coast, people are, what is it? That they're kind but not nice. And then on the West Coast, people are nice but not kind. And I'm like, I would just rather have kind, nice people. And like,
I want both.
I don't think that's like too much to ask. But like, I think what she's saying is like, I just want people to tell me like it is and whatever.
Right.
And it's like, yeah, I get that. But at the same time, like, maybe it's, I don't know. That's to me what it was. Like, and she probably has that thing where she's like, she's been screwed over so many times, it sounds like, with her dating. She said so many times, like, I choose the wrong boys, like I choose that, and like I can't do that. So like she has a history of that. She probably has a history of guys telling her what she wants to hear, and then she's like identifying like, well, this must be an LA thing, that like the guys here are just like, you know, bullshitting me. And I just want like an East Coast thing. And so that's how she's going to identify.
Yes.
But
I get that.
I thought you were going to say it was the line where she's like, as soon as he like, essentially like, as soon as he puts a ring on it, I'll start popping out babies. I'll pop out a whole basketball team. Or if he doesn't like basketball, I'll pop out a soccer team. I was like, that's insane. Like, that's so... and that's why I can't take it seriously that she's a manager at a bikini place where I'm like, I appreciate that, you know, but like really when she said that, I was like, okay, so you want to be like a kept woman who's like, but you know, she didn't really come out and say it. And then I also thought
because it wasn't
funny.
like I want to be a mom really bad, like that's something I want. It was like I will do this for my man.
Yes, and also that like it wasn't I'll pop out a marching band, or I'll pop out like like a Broadway cast or something. It's like I will pop out sports teams, which seems to me like kind of pandering to what men want in a
100%.
way, you know?
Yes. And I think I'm very curious to watch her and her relationship to women this season, because she made that interesting comment that like, she's like, my girlfriends are my family, but like, I will never call myself a girl's girl. That's a red flag. Like no one who's actually a girl's girl calls themselves a girl's girl.
Yeah.
And I thought that was very interesting. And so, but then, this kind of male gazy, I totally had that same thought. And then the other thing that I thought about was like, wait, what was it? I already lost the thought. I can't remember.
Melanie popping out babies, popping out the sports team, East Coast, West Coast.
Yeah. I think to me, she's like a little bit like ultimate girl in the sense of like, and just for our listeners, the ultimate girl is a term that, sorry, I'm losing my voice. 1 second. Okay. The ultimate girl for our listeners is a term that our friend Nina and her friend came up with. And it basically refers to, and this is a heteronormative framework, but it can be, I think, applied across whatever gender lines. But anyways, it's the idea that like the ultimate girl, it's like if you're thinking of yourself as attractive, let's say to men, and you're a woman, the ultimate girl is the girl that you think all men want. It's like the men that I'm attracted to don't want me, they actually want her. Mm-hmm. And it's interesting because it's something that is very subjective, and every single woman has a different idea of what the ultimate girl is. And like, to me, in a very kind of text, like, I don't know, I'm trying to put this into words, but there was something about Melanie and the way she presents herself and the way she talks about men and the way she talks to men, like all her stuff about like football and how she bleeds green and like all this stuff that like, I feel like is like a stereotypical American guy's like dream, is like this really hot, small brunette who like loves football.
Yeah, totally. I know. She's like, Steelers fan? Like the whole...
It's, yeah. So I'm like very interested in how that's going to play out in terms of her friendships with girls over the season.
Yeah. Well, we will see. We will see. I
also like only once, I believe, maybe twice in Love Island history, but they were also on the UK was there, a bisexual islander who left with a girl on the show.
Yeah.
And so iconic, but then sadly, she is no longer with us because of all of the bullying that happened after that. So it was a really, really tragic ending. But all of that is to say, I'm waiting for USA to have a queer storyline. I was waiting for it to happen last season with, what's her name?
Sierra.
Right? Yes.
I know. That would have been great if she hadn't been so problematic.
But anyways, I digress. So
all right. So let's go to Trinity. I don't have all that much to say about Trinity, except like my favorite thing about Trinity was the line about working in the hardware store and not knowing where anything was.
Right. Or caring about like home improvement at all.
Yeah. She's really pretty. She's really sweet. She's really, like I just don't feel like I know very much about her.
She's also the youngest on the show. So she's 22.
Right.
And she also, a line that I liked that she said was she's looking for a golden retriever guy.
Of course you picked up on it. Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
I think she could be a big character. Like, I think she has the potential to be very, I don't know, quotable, memeable, potentially down the line. But we'll see. We'll see what the producers do.
Yeah, like I just feel like they didn't give her as much time or something. Like I want to know her more. And I feel like she just didn't get as much screen time as the others, you know?
I agree. Though they did introduce her to that fun Zara Larsson song, which I really liked. She got the best intro song.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, she had a good intro. I liked her from the intro. It was just after that, I was like, huh?
Agreed.
So let's do...
Can we watch the boys walking in? Because I just want to say...
and I think we're going to see Trinity.
These two boys that walked in first together were so cute. Like, I was like... I was so glad that they opened the boys' intro with, like I like a pretty face on a boy. Like, I like that they picked these two. Here they are. To walk in together, because I was like, oh my god, they're so cute. And then those two, not.
Okay, these two though, I felt the same way. I feel like it's a little bit, not them, a little bit Timothy vibes when I saw Bryce, and then this is, and I love Sincere. Like, I love the name so much.
He's my favorite.
He's my favorite boy, 100%.
Yeah, 100%. I love him. I wish, though, well, I'll do this. Can you put it on Sincere for a second? I had this thought when I saw him. I was like, he is so cute. I love a boy with long hair. However, I wish that this show did like America's Next Top Model makeovers in the first episode.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
It's like, you're really cute, but you could be cuter. Like, let's get rid of your weird chin patch. And like, he has like the shaved, like the undercut, which like, I don't think that's very cool anymore. I mean, maybe he's going to bring it back. But
I think, you know, I didn't have those thoughts. I
would like him really better if he just had long hair, like just a ponytail, like no undercut. Like, that would be my makeover of him.
I don't mind an undercut. I had an undercut for a while before COVID.
Yeah, but your hair, like it's cuter on you. There's just something about it, just gives a certain vibe off the guy that I didn't like.
You can shave things into the undercut, and you can make little designs and stuff like that.
Okay.
So, you know, it's like, I wouldn't say, I'd say it's like, I get it. It's a preference.
I want to make him over. That's all I'm saying.
That. Well, I mean, Mid-Journey.
And he's wearing velvet, which, as you know, I have a strong sensory aversion to velvet. So every time I saw it, I was like, ah! So I hope he wears something else later. I love that they brought Sincere and Bryce in together, and that they're both these like pretty boys with pretty little faces.
So
like, I feel like oftentimes the first boys you see on these shows, like they just start with like pecs.
Yeah.
Or like their abs, and then they like pan up to their faces, and their faces are like.
That's so true. They're always not wearing clothes.
Yeah. And like, it's like these like pit bulls just like walking in. And so finally we get like two boys who are just like sweet and like look like normal people. I mean, within reason. And I thought they were so cute together, and I just hope that they're friends.
That's true.
We'll see. I don't know if they will be, because now that I've met them more, I think they're quite different people. But I thought they looked good together.
Yeah. So Sincere for me was like the cutest. Like I love his name. Like that was the first thing. I was like, what? Like your name is Sincere? And he's like, yeah, I'm kind of like, I forget what he called himself, but he's like, sometimes I sign my emails sincerely sincere. Like, and I was like, I love you. That is so funny. And he's really cute. And
he's adorable.
Let's see.
I think he's my favorite. And
oh, wait, go back.
I don't know who that is.
Not you yet. And this is Bryce, who's a male model. And like, they really want us to know that he worked for Calvin Klein.
Yeah, they say it like 3 times.
I feel like it's because in the past, there'll be like a male model, but the models like are not real models, like they're Instagram models or whatever. So I think they really want us to know that he is like legitimately a model.
Like editorial. He's like this guy's legit.
Although on the side, he does fix garbage trucks.
He does, which I think is very endearing.
I know. And he's so like shamed about it, or like he feels shame about it. And I feel so bad for him, because I'm like, that's totally fine, dude. But it does say to me, he does not know how to like save his money, because if he's doing that kind of like, he doesn't seem like he really has his shit together in some way, because it's like, well, you know, like what's going on there? If you're the successful model modeling and like living in LA and like getting flown around to do these great shoots, then what's going on? Like, he doesn't have savings, he doesn't know investments, and so he talks a lot about the insecurity of the industry and all, and he's like also a DJ, and he's also an actor, and he's like all those.
He's very LA. Yeah, he's very LA, so and like, what is it like? Trinity like gets on later about how he's like too LA for her, like he likes avocado toast for breakfast, and she's like never had an avocado in her life.
Yeah, like he's so funny though, because he's obviously very handsome, but there was something like very Zoolander-esque for me, where it was like when they show the poses and stuff like that, like you're right that it's not like typical Love Island, like, you know, body type, and well, we haven't really seen them yet, but like he's not that, but he's still a male model. It just like in a different aesthetic, and just doesn't, I don't know. Oh, and then when who was it who made the comment? I think it was Kenzie, where she was like, he has like turtle tongue when he kisses, and I was like, that was it for like,
I was like, I think that he's like really good looking, but he's a bad kisser, and like that's why he's still single like at 29, which not that that's old, but like for, I don't know, He's the oldest guy on the show.
He made a few comments that were such red flags to me. There was the thing where it's like about how, again, like he seems to have some kind of like issue adulting or something like that.
Yeah.
Just like there are a few things that came up. And then there was something else where he was talking about relationships, and he just, I don't know. He's a model. Like, the women come to him. He doesn't have to be a good kisser, you know? And sometimes there's something to be said for that. Like,
and I did like that he said, he's like, I'm actually like a really emotional person. And like, I'm like, like, I think like that felt sincere to me. And like, it felt, it wasn't just like emo either. Like, I think there's a way to say that where it's like, oh, this is actually really hard for me because like I get so much attention, but like nobody cares who I am. And like, it wasn't like that. It was like, he was like, actually, I'm like a quite like emotional person. And like, I want people to get to know me beyond just like my pretty face. So
I do recall that, but for me, there was something about that where I was like, I don't believe you. Like, to me, it's just like, that's what the guy says who's like actually playing a lot of games, but then also just knows what to say. Like, so I don't know. He's like on hold for me, but I hold out like, it's possible that you're right, and he does have that like sensitive side for real.
We'll see. We'll find out.
Okay. Well, let's go. Let's move. Oh, this man. Oh God. Okay. First of all, we have to go back. What's his name again? I just call him Nepo Baby.
Because Zach, whose brother was on the other season.
Charlie's brother. Oh my gosh. Why?
So was Charlie the British guy that was on the American season who was with Hannah?
Yes. And also, I don't know if you watched After the Villa.
No.
Like, I don't, like, it's another one of those things where it's just purely vibes. I'm like, I don't get this guy. I don't get, and the thing is that America didn't get that guy. And then there's like random people that I see on social media or like in podcasts who are like, I love Charlie. I don't get why people don't like him. I'm like, I totally get why people don't like him. He's very egotistical. He's like incredibly full of himself. He seems so insecure to me. Like he's so like, why me? Why are you all ganging up on me? Like he was also in like Love Island games. I'm like, get him away. Like just go. Like he's not,
and he's boring.
Ready.
Like he's not even interesting. He's not fun to watch.
I know.
Like, I don't think he's particularly handsome either. No. And then, like, the brother is just, like, an even less interesting and less attractive version of him.
This man is a walking red flag. Like, I think every single time he opened his mouth, I was like, ew. Like, if I was seated next to him at, like, a event or something, I would leave. Like, I know what it's like to be in this man's vicinity, and he's not nice. He's not nice about his brother. Like, every time he opened his mouth, he was so mean. And I'm like, why do you think that you deserve to be so mean? Like, he said this thing at the beginning where he's talking about his cat, and then he's like, if any woman like didn't like my cat, I would kick her to the curb. I'm like, so you're saying that to like try to make yourself seem endearing because you care about your cat, but actually you're being horrible about what you would do to these women. Like, it doesn't work. You're outing yourself. Like, and that just kept happening. And then, you know, I really didn't hear anything nice come out of him, and I'm like, you are a Nepo baby, and the only reason you're here is because of your brother.
Who wasn't even that cool to begin with.
I know, like, we don't...
Like, they should cast, like, Rob's brother if they want, like, a good, like, nepo sibling.
Does Rob have a brother?
I think he has several siblings, but I don't know if any of them are, like
thirsty.
Him.
Also, like, they're not, like, thirsty enough for the spotlight.
Yeah, I guess
like,
not.
You know?
I guess not.
He was sitting there the whole time Charlie was on, being resentful of Charlie, just like Charlie's resentful of everyone else.
Yeah.
You know, like, I don't know. Anyway, I hope.
Yeah, I agree.
I hope he goes away.
Yeah, me too. Not a fan.
Okay, these two.
Okay.
So, yeah. So we have the cop, and
the guy on the left is a cop.
And then the guy on the right in the pink, which I do appreciate, is KC.
Yes.
Who's a nurse, and he's a nurse in
another nurse
old folks home, and he bathes people with dementia. And I
thought that was so sweet. And I loved what he said about how he, like, plays them new music and, like, dances with them. And I was like,
I know.
God.
And makes them laugh.
A lot. I thought he was a sweetie. I think he has a nice smile. I like how he always, like, kept doing kind of low-key embarrassing things in the challenge, and then I was like, this isn't actually embarrassing, but the fact that you're embarrassed is, like, very endearing.
I know, the thing where he chose the plant door and everybody had to say if they were a cat person, a dog person, or a plant person, and he's the only one who chose the plant and no one else did, like, boy or girl.
And he's like, I thought I was being edgy.
I mean, listen, I would take him and his plant over Zach and his stupid cat. My God. No offense to the cat. I'm sure she's lovely, but, like...
And, like, we can turn Casey into an animal person. Like, he's young. He can be molded.
Or maybe he's just not. And also, for me, I'm like, why is there no bunny door? Like, I don't...
Why was there no lizard door? I thought it was going to be dog, cat, or reptile. Yeah. And then Rob would be on the other side. But that's true. Just my fantasy.
Yeah, there should be more doors, because I'm not a dog person. I'm not a cat person. And I'm not a plant person. Like, I like them all, but I'm not that. So I don't know what I'd pick. Because I can't, like, I know, like, you are such a dog person and you just like dogs, and I just, you know, I like some dogs and I like some cats.
Yeah.
And I like some plants. But
But you're a bunny person.
I guess I'm a bunny person, but maybe I don't like all bunnies either. Maybe I just haven't been exposed to, like, enough, like, I don't know. Anyways, it was an interesting choice that it was, like, plants as the alternative.
It was funny. I liked that. I thought it was funny. I was surprised that other people didn't pick it, honestly. But I wonder if it's because, like, a millennial design the challenge and the Gen Zs just, like, don't they don't parent plants the same way that, like, millennials do. Might have been a generational thing. I don't know.
Wait, how do millennials I don't know.
I just feel like it's like it seems like a very millennial thing to me to be, like, have, like, a keychain that says plant mommy or something. I don't know. It's just, like, I feel like plants were, like, trendy when like 10 years ago when Gen Z were still teenagers.
Do you feel like the millennial thing, because I feel like there's a lot of Gen Z people with plants who
are there
potentially don't keep them alive that well. So I'm like, is the line that millennials are, like, good plant people, like or is it just because I feel like there's like a few plant places close to my place and they're always full of, like, but I don't know. That's an interesting thing.
Okay, we'll have to keep tabs on that plot line.
I do like that. I want to know. So yes, okay. Well, how about Sean, the police officer?
Oh my God, Sean. To me, like, I don't want to say he's a walking red flag because I don't think that's entirely fair to him. Like, I get the sense that he's a good person at heart, but there's just so much about him that makes me cringe.
Like what?
Including he listens to country music.
Oh yeah.
He has vile facial hair. He's a cop. Yeah. That should have been top of my list. I don't know. Like, there are things I like about his personality, but he just, I don't know. To me, he's like a little bit of like a nightmare man. Like, I don't like his vibe. But it's not that it's just I personally don't find him attractive, which doesn't mean like that he's not that I won't be rooting for him in some way or that I won't like him as a character on the show. But like, to me, the cop thing is like just a hard no.
Yeah. Like he does say when he's talking about it, he's like, I really like, he sees being a cop as a very positive thing. Like, I'm making the world a better place. Like he said that. Right. And I think like in but I think that in my experience, like I've definitely met a lot of cops that you can tell they're only doing it for like, they want power and that's why they're doing it. I have police in my family, and also I've just met police officers, throughout the years who actually do like, I think care. They do care. And they do think that they are doing a good service. And so like I would hold out because, it's a nuanced thing. It's like the system in which they're operating obviously has a lot of issues. But like in my ideal scenario personally, I think, it's fine to have cops. It's just a lot of the time they're doing work that should be done by like social workers or other people, or there should be teams and there should be one police officer because there are safety concerns and they are good at dealing with safety concerns. And sometimes you need that. But then also they should go out in teams with like other people like social workers or therapists or, paramedics or whatever it is, because they're often just sent out to do jobs that they're so unqualified to do. 100%. And they lack empathy.
And then they cause more harm than help and they end up like killing people. Exactly. And it's really bad. So
but like this man, I feel like I like him. The country music thing was definitely whatever, but I try to be open-minded. Like if I met that guy and he was like, I love country music, let me convince you. Like I've got a good girlfriend. Whenever I get into her car, she's always playing country music and she knows that I'm like side-eyeing, but like sometimes I hear a song and I'm like, I get it. Like it's fine. It's cool, whatever.
Sure.
And so, like, that part I like. I feel like he'd be the kind of guy that if they were like, hey man, we're like giving you a social worker to be part of your team, he's not the kind of guy that would be like, no, or like be a jerk about it.
That's true. It's true. And like, I also want to add that like he became a cop because he became a baby daddy and like needed to support his child. Yeah. And like, it's a good way to like make money as like a young man in this country. So I get it. Like a lot of people fall into it through that kind of life.
And he's not just event. He's not just like a white cop who's like gonna, it's like that is good. And like he has a baby. It comes out about halfway through the episode, or a small son with a woman that was a one-night stand. And then he moved to where she moved in order to be close to the kid, which is more than like so many guys would do.
100%. So yeah, I'm not writing him off, but he just kind of gives me the ick. I'll say that.
Interesting. It's funny. It's interesting to me that like you and I always align over certain guys, and then we really don't align. I'm like, what is this Venn diagram? I'm curious to like understand it more.
Yeah, we'll have to make it into like a
like a quad chart or
yeah.
Because we're both like Rob, like when I think about the Venn diagram, I'm like Rob is in the middle for both of us. And like somewhat like sincere. So is there some commonality between, and we don't know these guys well enough yet, but you know, they're all right, so that is that. Those, and then then there's the bombshells.
Oh yeah, oh my god.
I think he's really hot. He's the one that you were talking about, like coming, you know, like the kind of more typical dude with like the muscles, kind of an asshole, kind of, like he's from Brazil. Where is he from? Latin America?
From Rio. Yeah, he's from Brazil, yeah.
He's got attitude. So like my overall impression of the guys so far, like I was watching the episode and I was like, I mean, they're okay, but like overall for me, they're just kind of boring. Like they're kind of like nice guys. And I do like that in like, I think the reason I like Sincere is because he is a nice guy, but you can tell he has like an edge somehow. Like he's kind of, you know, he plays hard to get. Like he's not that easy. He's like a little complicated, let's say. And the other ones anyway, but like none of the other ones are bad boys, because there's a difference between a bad boy and a fuck boy. Like there's a difference.
Yes.
Like, Rob's like a bad boy, but I wouldn't say he's a fuck boy. Whereas like you can have like nice guys who are fuck boys.
Totally.
And,
Totally. Yeah. And like Gabriel says it himself. He's like, comes on camera. He's like, I'm a bad boy. I was like, oh my God.
I know. And I was like,
and I will say, I actually didn't think he was attractive when I saw him on the show. I was like, ew, like what's up with him? And then I like Googled him later and I was like, wait, he's really hot. Like something like, I like missed something the first time. I think maybe he too has like an unfortunate haircut. And then the way they brought him on and he was wearing the shirt and then he like unbuttoned it for, was it Beatriz? He was like, and it was just all so like over the top. Like it was giving like intro sequence a little bit.
It was giving pantomime, like for
pantomime.
Real.
Yeah, that's it. And so I'm very excited to see more, learn more about him and his, I think like bringing in a Brazilian is like a great, and like a Brazilian man, because we don't see a whole lot of them. We get like Brazilian girl is like a hot girl type, but like you don't get that many guys. So I'm very, very, very intrigued about that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And then the last bombshell, the last islander or villager that we can talk about is Kata. I don't know very much. I didn't get a sense of her at all. But
no, she's extremely hot, very pretty. She calls herself a 10 out of 10. So bold, confident.
So humble. Great.
Very humble, very demure. And to me, she was giving ultimate girl to like, aww. I'm just like, oh yeah, she's like, like brown hair, green eyes, skinny arms. Like, I just like, they're going to be all over her.
Yeah.
But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they like the curvy girl this season. Who knows?
Yeah, I guess we'll see. Because they came on right at the end of the episode. So All right, so I think we should switch over to just talking about the coupling.
Yes.
So they did it a different way this year, where they had to like line up behind doors and stuff. And then the first couple that we got, I can't remember. Do you have that?
Was Trinity and Bryce.
Oh, right. Trinity and Bryce. They were the only ones who lined up behind each other's door. So it was like an automatic.
Well, no, it was only the girls that lined up in front of the boys' doors. It wasn't a two-way thing. It was like the girls that wanted Bryce would line up in front of Bryce. And then if there were two, then Bryce would have chosen. But only one girl lined up, and it was Trinity.
That's right. I forgot that part. Okay. So, yeah. So anyway, but it was 1 and 1. So they just automatically coupled because she was the only one. Yeah. So I guess she didn't mind the turtle tongue.
I guess not. Although it seems like further into the episode, she's already kind of over him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know how long their spark lasted.
I know.
It was there in the beginning, but then maybe he's not as good of a kisser as she thought.
Yeah, maybe. It was very exciting too, because like I guess we should say before that their challenges were essentially like making out with each other.
Right.
For like all night, basically. So they all got to make out with each other, and sometimes more than once. So, you know, at that point, they kind of had a sense of the chemistry. On that level.
Yes.
So, and then, okay, so who was next? Was that...
So I wrote them down in order that they were coupled up. So then second couple we have is Beatriz and Sean.
Yep.
So the cop, aka, they seem to have a lot of chemistry.
Yeah.
Although he just seems like a very horny person, and he's like,
yeah, he seemed pretty happy to be making out with everybody. Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
But they actually aligned on a lot of their answers, at least. So they had like things in common too.
Yeah, I think there's promise there. The third couple we get is Melanie and Sincere, who, to me, from the get-go, and then this just keeps getting further and further cemented, are kind of one of those, like, doppelganger couples to me, where they kind of look like siblings, and they keep making references to how similar they are. Where, like, on the British, they're on Love Island UK, they'll often be like, the guy will be like, she's like me with a wig on.
Yeah.
Like, it's like exactly that, where it always is like really confusing to me. Like, why would you want to be with somebody that is exactly like you?
Oh my
like,
gosh.
It's giving narcissism, but that's a whole thing that we can unpack later.
That is so funny. Doppelganger.
Doppelganger, I mean, I think it's like a gay slang thing, but I think it absolutely works for hetero couples that are twins.
No, they do look very good together.
They do. But they also kind of look like they could be cousins, right? Like they don't, like, you know, and just like she keeps saying like, oh, he's just so familiar. Like, or do you ever go to Philly? True. Like, and then he's like, oh, she just feels so familiar to me. And one of the other, I think it's Zach, was like, what does that mean? Like, she looks like your ex.
I mean, I kind of get that. Like, when she said that, it did remind me of how, like, I know that feeling. Like, I found that really relatable.
Yeah.
You know, because I think that there's, like, I do know what that means, especially like when we were talking before about her being in LA and feeling like she clearly is homesick or like feels kind of displaced and stuff. So like if she meets somebody who reminds her more of like home, like, you know, I've met guys that remind me of a past that I didn't even have, but it was comforting, like a guy from England where I'm just like, it's just like familiar. It's like, wait, but I didn't grow up like in England ever. Like I'm I live in the colonies. Like I'm Canadian. Like it was an imagined nostalgia, but like I did find it comforting. So like I do kind of get that because he is different than the rest of the guys.
Yeah.
He's more grounded. Like he has a job, like he coaches track and field for kids, right? Like, I mean,
I think so.
He's a solid guy.
Yeah. He's like a real person. Yeah.
He's a real person. And he seems like he was raised by his mom, he says, and his
grandma, I think. Yeah.
And so like, and oh my God, you know what? That just reminds me of the thing that he said that made me love him so much, where he's like, I'm the guy that when somebody has to stop and tie their shoe, I stay behind and wait while they tie their shoe. And I was like, I love that. Like the fact that you would even use that to define your character. I'm like, I love that. That's so
cute.
kind.
I think I missed that line. That's very sweet.
So cute. And so like, I get that, where she just kind of wants to feel safe or something. And like, she's, but I don't trust the fact that she seems a little bit like she's compensating, or like there's something there where she's like trying to compensate for something. Like that's kind of how she doesn't seem like the most solid, like confident, like Bea kind of figure, obviously, where she
like she's definitely a little more reserved, I think.
Yeah.
Which is
so
interesting.
I guess we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I like them together. I just it really reminded me of the like kind of the sort of twin couple problem.
Yeah, I can see that.
Which doesn't always apply to physical appearance. Sometimes it's just personality, but I thought that was funny. That's funny. So the next couple we get is Kenzie and Zach, because Kenzie's the only one that lines up for Zach. Because she likes his dark features, is what she keeps saying. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure all the guys on the show right now have dark features. So like, why him?
That is true.
There are no like blonde or ginger men on the OG like lineup. So
she would totally have gone for the blonde or ginger guy. Like she would have gone for like Austin. Okay. Like I think she...
Wait, who's Austin?
From last year.
Oh my God, that guy was so weird. Okay, oh God.
But I feel like that would be, like, she would do that. Like, because this man is like anyway, I'm happy that they chose each other, because they are my, like, if a couple gets voted off, I would be very happy if it was them.
Yeah, absolutely. But, I hard agree there. I also feel a little bad for her, because he's clearly not into her, and she deserves better than that. So maybe she'll find someone else before she gets kicked out who likes her more.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't dislike her. I just don't like her.
She's a little annoying. Yeah. Okay, so then the final couple we get are the sort of reject couple, in the sense that both of them got benched.
Yeah.
And then they ended up together. But ultimately kind of sweet is Aniya and Casey.
Yeah.
And they actually end up hitting it off, which I think is really sweet.
I like that.
And they actually really like each other. So I am hopeful for them, potentially.
I like their chats. Like their chats help me like both of them more. Like I like them better together than apart.
I agree with that. There's something about Aniya that she just seems like older than she is. Like she gives a kind of wise behind her ears vibe. But sometimes I'm sus about that, because sometimes people project that and then they're actually really immature.
Yeah.
So we shall see. We shall see.
No, it's funny that you say that, because there are a couple of times where like even they would like be shooting 3 girls together, and like you could see her demeanor was like totally different, like very, I don't know, like serious and like more mature, I guess.
I think so. I noticed that too. So we'll see. We'll see. Very curious.
All right. Well, so they couple up, and then there is, they have a night together, and then there's a twist. And the twist is that they get the opportunity to detach, to have the option to detach from their couple. And so they can step on a little circle, like a red circle, if they are still looking, still open to see what else is there for them. And two bombshells walk in. So, as we've mentioned, Kata and Gabriel. So,
can you fast forward to the part with Gabriel like taking a shirt off, or do you not have that part?
I'm not sure what I have, because we're basically just using what is on YouTube.
I see.
In order to not get like copyrights, but this is the recoupling. Let's see if they show it at the end. Okay. There's his hair. I think his hair is cute. I think that Sincere's hair is cute. It's like,
it's not cute. It just could be cuter.
I kind of like it.
I personally think that, but maybe it'll grow on me. To be clear, I like that it's long. I just don't like the undercut. Just making that clear.
Yeah. It's really sweet curls, but yeah, I get it.
Okay, so we don't have a clip of that.
We don't have a clip of that.
But that's all right. We'll probably see much more of him shirtless over the season. And, I don't know if I said this, but the quote I wrote down that Sincere said about Melanie was that being with her was like looking into a mirror.
Oh my God. I mean,
it's just like
that. It's a complicated thing. I get it.
It's very funny to me.
What does it evoke in you?
Well, because like the familiarity vibes, I totally get that. And I feel like comfort is very important in a relationship, and it doesn't preclude like romance or intrigue or sexiness. Just because you feel comfortable with someone doesn't mean you can't feel the other like fiery things with them. But
yeah,
I don't know. When people are attracted to somebody that's very similar to them, it just gives like self-obsession a little bit for me. Like it makes me think like, and not that you shouldn't love yourself and you shouldn't be confident, but there's something about every time on Love Island, somebody is like interested in someone who like looks like their twin brother or sister, or like is exactly like them. Like it just reminds me of what were their names on the British one many seasons ago? Lib and the kind of toad-like guy.
Yeah,
like he kept saying that they were like that she was like him with a wig on.
Yes. Well, the thing that it makes me think of, because it's so interesting that you're such a visual person. Like I feel like when something like he says something and you're like, okay, this is like, you have this visual, right? This is like a few times where it happens where you're like, your interpretation is like, okay, you've set the scene.
Like he's literally looking into a mirror, and it's like him being a narcissist.
Yeah, exactly. Like, because you're picturing it. But then when I hear it, I thought of the Velvet Underground song, like, I'll be your mirror. You know, the one is like,
oh yeah,
I'll be your mirror, reflect what you are in case you don't know. So it's like this metaphor really of sweet. Like, you know, when you have a partner, they can like show you parts of yourself that you don't see because they love you, and they like reflect you back in a way that is I guess, like, can be healing or transformative or something. And so, like, I know that's an abstract concept, but
no,
like,
I love that. And I'm taking it very literally.
Yeah, but I think that's interesting because, like, I think in this case we don't know him well enough to, like, you know, but it could be a metaphor, but maybe not.
Yeah, we'll find out.
I like how something like that can, you know, it's like, because I do think about that a lot. I have a song that I wrote about how love is like a mirror, but when I wrote it, that's like, I was thinking more along the lines of, like, you know, your partner being able to, like, reflect some kind of hidden thing, I guess, or like, anyway.
I love that. I hadn't thought of that at all. So
yeah, no, it's interesting, but I'm gonna have to, like, I was like, I'll watch it again, but I'm like, I don't have time to watch it again because now there's gonna be like an hour, and they're long eps. Like, this one was almost 2 hours.
But I just sent you a post earlier that I saw on Instagram that was like, why you should watch Love Island in the morning instead of at night. Yeah. And I'm like, you know, I actually do that in the summer a lot. It's like, it's not that it's part of my morning routine, but I do really like watching it during the day, actually, where I'm sort of like killing time between like two, like, projects or something, like not watching it exactly when it's live, but waiting until the next day and watching it during the day can be really fun.
Totally. I watch it because I wake up at 6 and I work out. So that's my, like, bribery.
That's when you watch it.
Yeah. Cause it's like my time, and you know,
I love that.
Yeah. But I agree. Or like, and sometimes I watch it during dinner. If I'm like by myself, then it's a good social activity.
Yeah, I watched it last night, like, alone, but Matt was in the living room, like, working on something, and I just would bring my laptop in occasionally to show him a scene, but with the sound off.
That's so
Because, like, we have a joke about, like, men going like this.
Oh my God.
Like, how that's like a kind of timeless cringe gesture. So Casey did it. And he was like, he's like, I've never left a woman unsatisfied.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And I was like, you're 23 years old, but I appreciate your like,
that's
confidence in the bedroom, I guess. And this is also a very sex positive season, for which for USA is like very interesting.
I know. I'm really happy that it is, because I think they recognized that last year it was sexless. It was like Friend Island. And we are not here to be on Friend Island. We're here to be on Love Island. And,
that's correct. Beautiful friendships will blossom, hopefully. Yeah. But ultimately the goal is to find your sexy lover boy or girl.
Yeah. Or at least, like, have fun and, you know, like, yeah. I mean, I think that it's interesting because as the show has, like, you know, gone on, there's all these articles and studies and stuff coming out about how, like, currently people just can't date anymore. Like, we are living in this moment where love and, like, the goal of love and the idea of, like, love is so, it's just not a value that is seen as, like, I guess, like, as coveted as it once was. And that's my impression, but also it's like what I'm actually seeing, and people talking about how problematic it is to, like, be on the apps and try to actually form connections. And there's a lack of third spaces, and everyone's afraid to, like, talk to each other. And we're just, like, so used to everything being mediated through a screen and stuff. Like, that's why when Bea was like, yeah, I just, like, go out and I see a guy and I'm like, you mean Monday, like, da da da. But it's like, yeah, do you know, like, how few people are able, like, I consider myself, I love to be a wingman. Like, I love to be the one that my whole life, I will go up to anybody. I was the girl in grade 2 that when we played kissing tag at my school, I was the only girl who would be willing to actually kiss the boys. So, like, everybody would play tag and my whole job was just, like, kiss. It was like a line. Don't
That's
tell
adorable.
Me, but, like,
adorable.
I was like, yeah, I'll kiss you. I'll talk to you. And so, like, if my friend was ever like, oh, I think that guy's cute, I have no problem being like, hey, my friend thinks you're cute. And, like, I do it for myself too, honestly. But like
I love that.
That's like a weird ass quirk of my personality. And I think that it's gotten really hard for people to even like approach somebody else. And I think COVID was like the nail in the coffin. And like,
100%. Yeah,
people
I
are like
really see it.
ingrained. I see it too.
Like
And
with my students, like not that they talk to me about their dating lives, but like at graduation in the speech, they talked about like running into like Hinge matches in the dining hall. And I was like, wait, you guys are on Hinge? Like you're like living with each other. Like you meet people all the time. I thought Hinge was for like people that were old and like didn't have broad social networks anymore.
No, but it's because like you can't talk. So I think it would be easier if everybody was just wearing a button around their neck or something where it's like it would be easier to like interact in that way. As opposed to like actually, and then it's no wonder because all of these like the social kind of I don't know, like it's just we're just living in a weird moment, and I keep on coming back to like, I'm a diehard romantic, but genuinely like I believe love is the most important thing that humans can do. And like it doesn't have to be romantic love, and it doesn't have to be like this heteronormative love, of course, but like I think that just having a place for love where that's like the supreme goal and value of the place is so nice and like romantic, and I appreciate Love Island. But that's my soapbox. But I'm just like, please guys, find love.
Well, some of them love and said they do, including Trinity. And so hopefully they will actually be vulny with each other and, like get past this sort of facade of, perfect lip gloss or whatever.
I think that's what it was last year. Is the real issue was the lack of vulnerability. And I think that's why like the UK was a bit more interesting last year because they were actually, you have to be vulnerable in order to be good TV, and like to do anything real. And like Ace, for example, and Shelley, I was always like, what are you thinking? Like, what is going through your mind? Like, are you feeling anything, or are you just like thinking about it? Like,
totally.
Okay. That has been a long ep. So I think we should wrap it up for today. This was just episode 1. Do you have any final thoughts?
Oh man, no, I think we know so little, and everything that we said today was based just on our first impressions. And so I'm really excited to come back to this later and see what we thought at the very beginning.
That's so true.
So glad we're getting this on the record,
It's true. It's like a diary. It's like our Love Island diary.
Yes.
And I guess we will see you next time. We're going to be uploading 1 episode a week. And we also have our Love Island guided meditation on the YouTube channel. And we will be putting up very nice, relaxing music to calm you down after a very stressful night in the villa.
So if you're watching it right before bed, make sure to listen to the meditation to calm your nervous system down from the aggressive peacock like color wheel.
It's true.
And so there's 2 versions. There's one with the guided meditation voiceover, and there's one that's just a sound bath where you don't have to listen to anyone talking. You can just kind of bathe in the sounds. And my favorite thing to do is to play them one after another. So listen to the guided meditation first and then the sound bath.
Yes.
And then you will be asleep like a baby.
It's true. Or you can listen to them in the morning. Like sometimes I need that when, as a morning routine.
Whenever you need a soft reset.
Yeah. And also we've got Love Island wallpapers and icon sets and ring tones and notification tones if you love Love Island and, you know, want your entire phone to reflect the beauty of living in the villa. And so we'll have that on our Substack, and we'll link everything in the description so that you can check those things out. And yeah, thank you so much for joining us. If you're still here, then make sure you comment a palm tree. And we'll see you very soon in the villa, in the chill out room. We're going to have to name our chill out room in the villa.
Yes, yeah. I love it.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Energy. Repeat after me.